Ever found yourself in a tight spot, needing some quick cash, but then the dreaded thought creeps in, I don't have a credit history. Am I doomed? You're not alone. Millions of people, especially young adults and those new to the credit system, face this very challenge. And today, we're tackling a specific question related to this. Can you get a loan on the Branch app without a credit history? Now, before we dive into Branch specifically, let's understand why credit history matters in the first place. Think of it like a reputation, but for borrowing money. Lenders use it to assess how likely you are to repay a loan. A good credit history shows you're a responsible borrower, making lenders more willing to give you money. It's built by things like credit cards, previous loans, and even utility bills. But what if you haven't had the chance to build that history yet? This is where alternative lending platforms like Branch come into play. They often use different methods to evaluate your creditworthiness, going beyond the traditional credit bureau reports. This is good news for those with limited or no credit history. So, back to our main question, can you get a loan on Branch without a credit history? The short answer is often yes. Branch, like many fintech lenders, uses a variety of data points to determine your eligibility. This can include your phone data, transaction history, and other information you provide within the app. They look for patterns and behaviors that suggest you're a reliable borrower. Let's break down how this works in practice. When you apply for a loan on Branch, you'll typically connect your bank account and grant them access to certain information. This allows Branch to analyze your income, spending habits, and other financial behaviors. For instance, consistent deposits into your account and responsible spending habits can paint a positive picture, even without a traditional credit history. It's important to understand that while a credit history isn't always mandatory on Branch, it can still be a factor. If you do have some credit history, even if it's limited, it might positively influence your loan terms or approval chances. However, the absence of a credit history doesn't automatically disqualify you. Now, let's talk about some of the advantages of using platforms like Branch, especially for those without a credit history. First, the application process is usually quick and easy, often done entirely within the app. This is a stark contrast to traditional bank loans, which can involve lengthy paperwork and waiting periods. Second, the approval process is often faster, with some loans being dispersed within minutes. This can be crucial in emergency situations. However, it's also crucial to be aware of the potential drawbacks. Loans from platforms like Branch might come with higher interest rates compared to traditional bank loans, especially for first-time borrowers. This is because lenders are taking on more risk by lending to individuals with limited credit history. It's essential to carefully review the loan terms, including the interest rate, repayment schedule, and any associated fees before accepting a loan. Another important point to consider is the loan amounts. Typically, the initial loan amounts offered on platforms like Branch might be relatively small, especially for those without a credit history. As you successfully repay loans, you might become eligible for larger amounts in the future. This is a way for both you and the lender to build trust and establish a positive borrowing relationship. Now, let's address some common questions people have about using Branch. First, does using Branch build my credit history? Unfortunately, in most cases, loans from Branch are not reported to the major credit bureaus. This means that while using Branch can provide you with access to credit, it won't directly contribute to building your traditional credit score. However, successfully managing your loans on Branch demonstrates responsible borrowing behavior, which can be beneficial if you later apply for loans from other lenders who do consider alternative data. Another common question is about the security of your data. Branch, like other reputable fintech companies, uses encryption and other security measures to protect your information. However, it's always important to be cautious and only grant access to necessary data. Read the privacy policy carefully and understand how your information is being used. So, to summarize, can you get a loan on Branch without a credit history? Often, yes. Branch uses alternative data to assess your creditworthiness, making it a viable option for those with limited or no credit history. However, it's crucial to understand the potential drawbacks, such as higher interest rates, and to carefully review the loan terms before borrowing. Remember, responsible borrowing is key, regardless of where you get your loan. Make sure you can comfortably afford the repayments and avoid taking on more debt than you can handle. Using platforms like Branch responsibly can be a useful tool for managing your finances, especially when you need quick access to funds. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.